Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Chinese light tank, the WZ1321. Now, we haven't actually taken a look at this tank. Oh, to be fair, we haven't really played this tank since before the big change update. So we're playing it. We're going to have just probably one little game, but we're going to talk more about the tank itself. So we're going to look at the stats of the tank, and then we're going to see what has actually changed, because people are telling me this tank is very, very good. And even some people are saying it could even be the best light tank in the game, which I do not agree with. Now, I have played it, and I still think it's okay. It's not a bad tank, but nowhere near as good as some of the other light tanks. So let's just take a look at the stats, and then we'll take a look at what changes this tank had received. So straight off the mechanics are the concealment in movement and the adaptive concealment. So basically the concealment does not decrease while moving, which we know about because it's a light tank. And then the adaptive concealment is after leaving enemy spotting range, your tank becomes invisible more quickly. So in 7 seconds instead of the standard B. So yeah, that's useful, but I don't think that is a massive mechanic to have. It's okay, it's handy, but yeah, I don't think it's too important, and I don't think it changes the tank massively, or it don't give it too much of an advantage. Maybe in a 1 versus 1 situation, then yeah, if you're both spotted, you can then run away, and you know, and so on, so on. So your hit points 1,820, so not too bad, and your turret armor at 140 millimeters, so not the strongest at all. You do only have 50 mil on your hull, so it's not a light tank with armor. You can get the troll bounce, as I have had in the last few games. But yeah, it's not a light tank that you can rely on the armor. It's a light tank at the end of the day. So your DPM 3,224, which is pretty solid. That is also with running calibrated shells. So you could actually get that up a little bit more if you wanted to and run the rammer. But I prefer the penetration, especially as it does have heat. So your penetration is 251 on your AP and 339 on your heat. So you're going to need that heat pen, to be fair. So I would definitely run the calibrated shells. 54 on your HE. You've got a 360 alpha gun, which, to be fair, is actually quite nice. You also have 300 alpha on your heat and 450 on your HE. The aim time on this thing is really good at 2.3, and so is the gun dispersion at 0.262. So both of them are absolutely incredible. Like the dispersion and the aim time, I mean 2.3 is absolutely amazing. So it does, however, only have 5 degrees of gun depression. So be careful in what positions you get yourself into, because 5 degrees is not a lot at all. You also, finally, you have 67 kilometers per hour. So a very, very quick light tank. And to be fair, playing the tank, I don't mind it. I think it's okay. I definitely think it is suited as a sort of supporting tank. You get some light tanks that are really, really good. But for me, for this tank, it is kind of using it as a light tank. So go and spot and then move out the way. So don't be at the front line. Go and spot if the team are there, sort of back up a little bit and sort of maybe sit behind your mediums, because medium tanks in this thing will really wreck you. So we're going to have a look at the quick change that this tank had received some months ago now. So as you can see here, so the penetration was 237 and it's gone down. So basically it has lost penetration, and actually the view range has gone from 270 to 280. So the view range has got worse. However, the reload time has lost about half a second. So that is very, very handy. So yeah, the view range, to be fair, yeah, it's actually got better. Sorry, the view range has got better. So yeah, I think that's a decent change, to be fair. I don't think that's too bad. Better view range, better reload time, and also better max speed reverse by 4 kilometers. And all that while losing pretty much a tiny bit of penetration. You're not losing, I mean, look at that heat pen, 302 to 300. And again, you can actually get that higher because you're going to run calibrated shells. So I don't think the change was actually really good for the positive, not so much for the negative. So we've just got one game. Actually, to be fair, it's not a bad game. Now, the only thing with this tank, which I have said, that if it does come up against medium tanks, I do think it comes off worse majority of the time. Even though it does have DPM, it has the speed, sort of to get away. It just doesn't have anything other than that. So, like, you're not going to bounce anything from medium tanks unless you get extremely lucky. So if you do come up against those T62s, if you come up against those E50Ms really will bully you. So do be careful of the E50Ms because they will bully you and they are very annoying. So here we are up against the FV4202. Now I don't want to come up against him on my own, and I do miss some vital shots against him, but he also misses some vital shots against me. So he's actually doing the right thing here in pushing me. He's got Hesh. He could do a lot of damage and he can penetrate me very easily. So what I'm actually trying to do is not give him my front. You can see I'm trying to angle or try and move, and then it does in the end pay off because he only does 196 damage on that last shot. So I've lost over 1,000 damage, or I've lost over 1,000 hit points against that guy. So I've lost a lot of, and I would have died. I would have died if it wasn't for my team that actually came to protect me. So even though I've got 779 hit points left, I need to start being a bit more careful. And as you can see here, I'm just letting these guys go. I'm letting them go, and I'm letting them be sort of the front line. And then I'm going to use my aim time, and I'm going to use my gun dispersion to get some quick snapshots off against some of these guys. So that's the shot off against the grill. He's now pretty much on his own. So let's see if I can just get one more shot into him. And again, because of the aim time, the dispersion, it's very easy. And for me, that is the best thing about the tank. The aim time and the dispersion is just awesome. It really is. To be fair, even though it's a good tank, it's not going to be my light tank of choice. I still think there are better light tanks out there. I think the Sheridan is more fun because of how the Sheridan is with the Alpha. I still think the Backchat is more fun because of the auto loader. So yeah, it is a good light tank. It really is a good light tank. But for me, I just think there's more fun. There's more fun light tanks out there that I would probably choose over this WZ. Again, I'm not saying the tank is bad in any way. I think the tank is very good. And I think that it definitely needed the change. I definitely think it needed the buffs that it's received. And it has made it into a much better tank. But for me, in my opinion, I do prefer some of the other light tanks out there. But let me know in the comments below what you think of the WZ1321 in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.